I think I may call my life Diary of a Failed Stoic. If you know anything about Stoic philosophy, it's basically uber emotional intelligence, maybe even beating the emotion out of you so that we're never a little bit too passionate or never a little bit too dull. We're always right in the middle, always making the right decisions and looking at evidence and being very, very clear on how we want to act. Stoicism is about discipline and building that in every shape or fashion to beat the ego back into submission. Stoicism is about being successful in your endeavors by letting go of things that are not serving you. The problem with Stoicism for me is that I'm human. Though Stoicism is an attractive thing because I do want to be perfect, it's not always doable. Same thing with almost every ideal. One of the chapters in the new book that I'm writing, I wrote, the goal is to live, not react. The goal is to create, not react. The goal is to respond, not react. The goal is to find the inner compass to clear the confusion. The goal is to flow in the middle of the river. The goal is to recover from hitting the rocks. The goal is to recover from an apparent stumbling. The goal is to fall down 7 and get up 8. The goal is to be in relationship rather than in reaction. The goal is to choose, not react. The goal is to accept, act instead of fight. The goal is to allow instead of resist. The goal is to love instead of get. The goal is to live in love instead of live in fear. The goal is to connect instead of repel. And that goal is just an ideal. The problem is, again, I'm human. I would love to be that perfect person that I project all over somebody else who acts just in the right way, dresses just in the right way, always speaks in just the right way. The problem is that I'm just hopelessly human. I am a failed Stoic. I am a failed Buddhist. I'm a failed Taoist. I'm a failed Christian, a failed Jew, a failed everything. Um, the problem is that life was set up so that we are going to hit the rocks. We're going to feel fear and act from it. We're going to judge. We're going to judge ourselves. We're going to do all kinds of things that we judge unhelpful. And for me, the acceptance of that, the loving of that, the allowing of that has been a breakthrough. The, the not having to be perfect, the not having to have all the answers has been such a freedom to know that I'm human and I'm going to hit a wall, to know that I'm going to be human and I'm going to be mean, to know that I'm human and I'm going to be making a mistake. And then the trick for me is not that I have to beat myself to get back on the horse, not to beat myself to get back in the middle of the river, but how do I get back in the river? How do I get back on the horse? How do I recover from an apparent mistake? How do I, when I am in fear, bring myself back to love? When I'm reacting to someone, how do I bring myself back to connection? And those are the practices I hope that get imparted on this podcast. This podcast is for humans. It's for people who mess up, which means it's for everybody. But how do we get back? How do we get back to what's going to make us feel happier, connected, more complete? That's my hope for this, and that's the practice every day. Love yourself, forgive yourself, allow yourself. That doesn't mean give yourself permission to act badly. It means when you do act badly, how do you make amends for that? How do you how do you get back in the middle of the boat? Um, Thanks for listening again today, like you do every day, because I love you guys. It's just amazing. Please share this podcast if you like it. Please rate it if you like it. If you don't like it, please don't rate my podcast. But my stretch is to learn to ask for you guys to help me get this word out. So please tell people about the Mastering Midlife podcast. If you have subjects you want me to cover, let me know. Ask questions. Send me notes. I really need to know how to serve you better. All right. I love you and have a great rest of the day.